Today I've got holistic skin expert Jacqueline Evans on the phone. Jacqueline is a naturopath and the creator of Jacqueline Evans Naturopathic Skincare. I'm very excited to talk about the impact of sugar on our skin. So tell me, what role does sugar play on the way our skin looks?
Yeah, this is really exciting stuff, Bryony. This is really emerging, interesting information that we're learning in the field of anti-aging medicine and skincare. You know, most of us are motivated to cut back on sugar for health reasons, like managing our weight and controlling cravings, or just because we know that sugar can make us feel rather naff. But there are a whole host of other benefits for reducing our sugar intake, and that's because it fights the battle against wrinkles and keeps our skin looking soft. And so sugar itself, when we actually eat sugar, a process called glycation actually occurs. And the sugar actually binds with proteins in the body, and it ends up in forming compounds called advanced glycation end products, or otherwise known as AGEs. Now, these AGEs actually cause damage to our cells. They accelerate aging in our body. And what they actually do is they cause the protein in our skin to become really stiff, making our skin stiff and inflexible. Wow. And this loses that elastic resilience of young skin and can lead to deep wrinkles and advanced aging. So, you know, it's really interesting because for most of us with normal levels of glucose and blood sugar, this process of glycation does happen gradually over time. So it does happen with all of us over a lifetime. Yeah. But the effect of diet and lifestyle and how much sugar we're consuming can actually affect how quickly these effects can be seen on the skin. So it's very interesting, and you know it's a long-term thing though. If you're going to feast on chocolate for one night, you're not going to wake up looking 10 years older. Well, that's good. That's good to know. Right. It's this lifetime and lifestyle of eating sugar consistently that can make your skin look quite dull and wrinkled. Okay, so there's those sugar addicts out there that... Yes. Yeah, yet another reason to look at sugar consumption. Well, that's right, because there's so much out there, isn't there, about, you know, not eating sugar, and, you know, here's another reason to cut it out. And a really exciting reason, because there's sun damage, there's dehydration, and poor skin care regimes will all be factors that will affect the aging of our skin down the line. But this role of sugar has been estimated to account for approximately 50% of aging in the skin is down to this glycation process. So It's fair to say it's a pretty significant reason to look at our sugar consumption overall. Yeah, completely. And I mean, we're all thinking about the sun, aren't we? How much that affects us, and to think that sugar can have that bigger impact, that's huge. Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty significant, definitely. And what about, because obviously we're talking about refined sugar, but what about the unrefined sugars such as honey, you know, rice malt syrup, you know, maple syrup, dried fruit, stuff like that? Yeah. Look, glycation and this process of producing these proteins in the body will happen. With refined sugar, it happens a lot quicker. In all of us, it is going to happen. Yes. It is a natural process that happens over the course of our lifetime. Yeah. But when we're eating less refined sugars like the honey and rice malt, it's reducing the incidence of this glycation. So it's these refined sugars over a lifetime that are speeding up this process. Yeah. By switching to, you know, better sugars and lower sugar diets, we're slowing down this process of glycation in the body, and therefore slowing down the wrinkling on our skin. So it was about a little bit of a balance to get rid of the refined sugars and maybe have occasionally the maple syrup or whatever, but still know that this is still going to have an impact as well. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And we can't avoid it. Glycation is something that all of our bodies do. It's just how quickly that happens in us is determined so much by our diet. Yeah. And our lifestyle, isn't it, too? Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It's all of those factors. I suppose when it comes down to it, you know, the same message is always, you know, eat a healthy diet, low in sugar, lots of rest, you know, water, you know, all of those kind of things, isn't it? I know. It's really interesting, isn't it? It's kind of everything we know, and then we just get science to back it up further. We know that diets low in refined sugars are beneficial for us, and the science and medicine catches up, and more research comes out and confirms that this is what we should be doing to really improve our health and well-being long term. And it's just really so simple, isn't it? The more we know and the more research is done, the more
And it seems so complicated, but it actually comes down to proving what's just really basic and simple, isn't it?
It is. Getting back to nature, getting back to plant-based whole foods is really the message, definitely. Unprocessed foods, yeah. Your readers one quick tip if I can, Bryony, before I go.
Oh, I'd love a tip.
With regarding to when we are eating sugar, because there will be times when we do, we're all human. I'm absolutely guilty of it as well. It's a great idea to eat a small amount of protein or fat with your sugar. So if you are having, your fruit or a little bit of sugar, by having it with a bit of protein or fat, just helps reduce that rapid rise in blood sugar.
Yes, of course.
And helps to slow down this process. So, some nuts or seeds after you've had a bowl of fruit or a little bit of Greek yogurt or something is a great way just to slow down that rapid rise in blood sugar when we are reaching for the sugar, just to reduce this glycation on the body.
So that will reduce it if our overall meal is a lower glycemic index, or glycemic load? Is that going to help with this process?
I don't actually know the answer to that, Bryony. It's a really good question. I don't know where glycemic load and glycation fits in exactly, but certainly we do know that it must do, because we know that by having protein and fat with the sugar, that does actually slow down the glycation. So the lower the glycemic, the less the glycation that occurs in the body. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your amazing tips. And if people want to find out more about your skincare or yourself, where can they go?
Yes, they can jump onto my website, www.jacquelineevans.com.au, and they can find us on Facebook at Jacqueline Evans Naturopathic Skincare, and on Instagram. We'd love to see you all on Instagram at J Evans Skincare.
Great. Thank you so much, Jackie. Good to speak to you.